spawning in the bottom left position as the red Protoss player representing Mouse Sports, a previous DreamHack winner, and looks like he has a slightly constipated angry bull as his in-game logo. Ladies and
I think
gentlemen,
it's meant to be a zealot.
I'm going with constipated angry bull. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mana. His opponent, the blue Zerg player, spawning in the top right position, representing Western Wolves. His logo in-game is either trying to advertise an energy drink or is rather outdated and is from Jurassic Park. We may never know. It is sort of.
Well, Neoplanet S is one of these maps which I know I always say this on Neoplanet S, but it leads to craziness. And that is because there's one big reason this map leads to the crazy stuff happening. There was 2 equal distance attack paths that go either side of the circle. So you can end up getting in a base trade situation, and if that happens, as long as Mana has that lovely little unit called a Mothership Core with 100 energy on it, he will win.
That's certainly one way to put it. Of course, guys, for those of you who might be tuning in a little bit fresh-faced to Heart of the Swarm, or you're a little bit newer to esports, welcome. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you're enjoying the stream. But the Mothership Core, of course, you're able to use mass recall for 100 energy, which is so useful because you could be out attacking your opponent in this half of the map here and then go, you know what, actually I want to go back home. And it teleports your entire army back. And we actually saw a game yesterday where, ooh, and the hatchery goes down from Sword Off. Good delaying there from Mana, but the hatch will go down. We saw yesterday a game where a Protoss player, who maybe should have used mass recall, accidentally put down a time warp in the heat of battle. And as a result, as soon as he started losing that battle, he wasn't able to escape, and the entire army died, and I think he ended up losing that game.
He did end up losing that game.
So the energy management on the Mothership Core and choosing what you're going to be using your energy for, very, very important, especially against Zerg, who can mount counterattacks so fast. I think it's possibly the most important in PvZ.
Well, for the moment, what we've got coming down from Sort of is just his natural base. And from the opening, the Mana went for, he's going to try and take a third relatively quickly. And that's going to be awkward because there's a probe literally
sniffing his bottom.
It's like they're attached. They are. The probe is actually like just gripped hold. Oh no, it's gone now. That's like chasing your tail.
Yeah, it was fishing, man. It's alright, we got some Stegosaurus lings. Yeah, this guy ain't going to be hanging around for money. Oh, wow, actually getting the probe as well. That's going to be very annoying because, I mean, if we wanted to play super meta here, a 2-base all-in is possible technically. But that would have to be mind games upon mind games upon mind games or something like that to happen. More importantly, it would have been really nice for that probe to maybe duck back into the main base when possible and check out the gas timings of Sword Off. Yep. Always a good indication for when Zergs are going to tech, when they're likely to get aggression heavy later on in the game.
Well, there shouldn't be gas coming down now. That's
no,
one thing.
Definitely not now. And you'd have to hide the probe, maybe stick a pylon somewhere and come back later.
Yeah, the gas timings for Sort of should be around the kind of 40 to 50 supply, between 2 and 4 down instantly, depending on when he gets it precisely. But to be fair,
I'd see an extra scout come out from Mana. It's definitely not.
Yeah,
so,
I think it would be. Hallucinated
possible.
Phoenix are really strong at getting that gas.
Yeah, that's going to be very useful. I wonder if he's actually still continuing to pump out the Zealot at the moment. And after the first Zealot, I'll be really interested to see if he does indeed go straight for a Sentry, so we can get a hallucination down relatively soon. And we've got a Stargate coming down from Mana as well in the back of his base. Note that he did see that this Overlord has now gone to the back of the Natural. So that's a little bit of a clue for him. It means that it hasn't gone further into the main, so this is a safe place to put the Stargate where it won't get scouted in the near future.
Now, this Stargate opening, I think, is swish, because on Neoplanet S, there's a really nice little attack path between the third and main base, where there's a nice little cliff, which makes it really awkward to defend both. And if you send in some Phoenix, and I hope it's Phoenix, you can harass back and forth, you can lift queens, and generally just be a right pain. And actually getting additional queens to the third in order to help that defense can be a right pain. So, Mana, probably going to be going Phoenix. Could also do an Oracle if he wants to, but generally speaking, this is just going to be sort of having to defend it off, but it's not a massive all-in again. It's just going to be harassment, probably then just going into a quick robotic facility up to Colossi to really stop sort of just going mass road charge.
And, well, I mean, neither side's really scouted sort of at this stage of the game what the other player is likely to do in the mid-game yet. A lot of options are still on the table, so we'll be looking to see not only the tech timings, as soon as I say that sort of starts his layer, of course, but also what their scouting patterns are like. And if we take a look at Sort Of's vision right now, He has great vision on the edges of the map. We can see he has a Zergling there. He has an Overlord out over here. This is great for catching any potential Warp Prism play that comes out from Mana. But what he doesn't have... Ooh, pardon me. As we do see an Overlord attempting to sacrifice itself to speed Stargate. I think on that attack path he won't be able to see it in time. What we don't see from SortOf is vision of... Vision of the center of the map, where stuff can just kind of walk in. But you know what a good remedy to that is? It's just sending a whole bunch of Lings in. And it looks like everything's about to get scouted, and unfortunately all that effort Mana took to prevent the Stargate from becoming public knowledge has now disintegrated very quickly. And he's sort of even seeing where the Phoenixes are congregating, so he can assume that the natural expansion is going to be the first target, which is why this Overlord is immediately going back towards the Queen. The Spore Crawler nearly complete as well.
Now, the follow-up from these Phoenix is brilliant. He's going straight into the robotics facility and the robotics bay, and this is because the response to these Phoenix from SortOf is getting the Hydra deck. That's to be expected. So the next step is if you've got Hydras out, they wreck everything a Protoss has, apart from if there's Colossi out. So get Colossi out, profit.
No, that's actually a great point. So, yeah, we basically have these players sort of going for the counter units very, very early. Very strategic choice coming out of here from Mana. He was possibly planning to do that anyway, but a little bit annoyed maybe that he has to do this prematurely because that Stargate was scouted. That said, the Stargate was scouted, I'd say, about 30 seconds earlier than the Phoenixes arrived at the natural expansion. So it has made a dent in his plans, but definitely not a huge game-changing one.
No, nothing too crazy is really occurring. These Phoenix are still up though, and that's something that's really important because the one thing that's nice about Phoenix is you can keep harassing with them throughout the game. You can keep picking off Overlords, Overseers as they are on their way through, and well, generally speaking, they're just a nice unit to have in there. They also deter Mutalisk play, which can be something that a lot of Protoss players don't like. Additional gateways on their way though, and Mana is just like, this map is not fun for third bases, so I'm going to come and kill you.
Yep, and well, this is going to be entertaining indeed, guys. An extra 5 gateways getting put down here. A pro sacrificing himself in the middle. Oh, no. He does actually get out. For a second, I thought he was trapped. An extra pylon going down as well, as is normal. And, well, extended thermal lance. We have Colossi being chrono boosted out as well. 6 gateways. This is going to be a pretty hard push with Colossi. And SortOf's going to have Hydras out. So, Ling Hydra against Colossi. Not really the best army composition. I would kind of equate that to putting very soft cheese in a very hot oven.
Or getting a very hot butter knife.
Or getting a very hot butter knife.
So Scoots will be back, JoRoSaR.
He'll be back with his butter knife. Does he have a personal Colossus stands over and just sort of toasts his toast for him?
I don't think a Colossus would toast. I think it would obliterate toast.
Dude, they have settings. Like, phases can be set for stun. Like, they can totally do it on low power.
Just like toast, warm,
eco-friendly Colossi. Health and safety. It's great.
Is that what happens when you spawn as the green Protoss player?
Yeah, saving the environment. I like it. I want that now. Someone paint a Colossus on the side of a toaster. I will buy your product. Have my money. Anyway, we have Roaches, we have Zerglings, we have Hydralisks. Most of those units not that great against Colossi. They're going to be moving out right now and moving out into the
Colossus! Okay, you can't say it. It's fine. Sneaky Colossus, Ninja Colossus. Giant ninjas are very, very common.
Giant ninjas are definitely necessary at this point in the game, and it looks like a single Zealot... Oh, he'll manage to get a creep tumor before he dies there, but this attack path from Mana barely not getting scouted by SortOf here. A single Zealot might have been warding these units away, and does SortOf have any idea...
Oh, he's coming up here. No, he's not coming up.
He has no idea. He has no idea. Mana doesn't know he's on the other side either. And here we go. This space is not just under attack. It's currently under obliteration. These Colossi with extended thermal lance are doing so much damage. And here come the Lings. The Colossi need to focus down the army. And as soon as they start doing that, I think, SortOf's army composition isn't that great against what Mana has right here, which is why he's opting not to engage. He's falling back to his natural expansion. He's going, uh-oh, I need something a little bit different here. Look, he's actually...
two of the Corruptors got taken out. They spawned to the third. That's not what he wanted.
That is not what he wanted at all.
That's what SortOf was waiting for. He wanted. If he sacrificed that base, he knows his opponent's all in. If he got a good number of Corruptors, maybe he could engage. But here we go. Force Field's already going down, zoning out all of the Roaches and Hydras.
Yeah.
Mana is in such a good spot here.
Roach Corruptor basically being the only units being produced right now. The Stalkers need to focus down the Corruptors so that Colossi can do their damage. They are doing just that at the moment. Only a couple of Corruptors left, and the Colossi are still alive. They have shields as well as hull. Undamaged at the moment. Good time warp going down on those Hydralisks. The Colossi continue to do ridiculous amounts of damage. The Hydras, though, have a lot of DPS back. Can they get through the Immortals and Sentries? It doesn't look like it's possible. GG! And Mana is victorious.